episode. I believe this will be episode 14, if I'm not mistaken, of Lessons with Larry. Today we have Mr. Mitchell, my esteemed guest, and we have George F. Grundy, the second. He's here with us as well, so I'm glad that these gentlemen took the time to, grace us and share their time with us to speak on these few things that we want to speak on tonight. The subject tonight, this is the subject matter: representation. Who and what do you represent, and how important is communication? That's what we want to talk about tonight. And I would like to start with Mr. Mitchell right here, and I would like him to speak on who and what do he represent, and what does representation mean to him?
I represent a person in change, coming from a non-accepted position of being more able to do that than which was I supposed to have been instructed to do, educated to do, and have only the knowledge of, because I felt as though I can prove to be the person that I am, and the information that I brought into myself to become changeable and continuously changeable, to yet be becoming what I shall be, takes into account all of those people that I meet along the way, who I find might be stuck in the same place at one time that I was stuck in, and have ability to show them that there are a course to take up out of it. I was sent to the, I'll just say it like that, I was sent to the byways, the highways, the thistles, the thickets and the thistles, and given the ability to bring out those who were yet being saved. I was given a watch over some, so by that account, I would say that if you see me, you can judge for yourself. But don't take face value as a judgment. Anyway, what's the second part of that question?
Okay, the first part was representation.
Okay,
You went on such a long record and forgot what was going on.
That's all right. I mean, wisdom come like that. You know what I mean? It's but representation. Who and what do you represent, and how important is communication?
Communication is the most important thing in the world.
Hold up.
Next to understanding.
Let me ask you, right. I totally agree with 1,000% because I say it all the time. But what I would like to ask you a little bit about yourself for our listeners and the people that's viewing. And matter of fact, we're going to take some call-ins at, maybe listen a little bit later. And you can call in at 248-820-5053. Okay. That's 248-820-5053. So we'll be taking a little calls a little later, but I want to get back to you, sir, Mr. Mitchell. So tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of your age, because first of all, I like to say that I know that you're older than me. And so therefore I know you have plenty more wisdom than me, and I can learn from you. I can learn from anybody, or we can learn from anybody if we just take the time to really listen. But I'm looking forward to you sharing some of your experiences, as well as some of your knowledge. And I just want to know, how old are you?
I'm 69.
Okay, 69. So you've been on this planet 69 years. And like I will say this too, everybody on this planet get a chance to be young, but everybody don't never get a chance to get old. Getting old is not guaranteed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
that's one thing I didn't think I would live to see 30 years old.
I'm with you. I'm
Detroit,
for real.
In Detroit at 17, 18.
What years was that around?
That was around 71, 72.
Okay.
And they had
I was a puppy.
They had so many of those forces at that time that was geared to categorize and keep people in certain...
Keep us separated, right?
Yeah, separated and confined.
Right. Right. Oh, we still being confined. I mean, today.
Mentally at one point, now physically.
Physically and mentally, you know.
Okay,
But,
so with learning that it doesn't matter about anything else as an individual, you always proceed to prosper yourself. And that first prosperity is mental. For if you know that you know what you know, nobody can cause you to think otherwise. And in knowing myself, I went through most of the classifications, the stigmatizations, and everything else that people put on people and people fit themselves into, to find out that none of them were me. You know? And that comes from all of the eras, the love child era, the wartime era, the street era where things came into being on the streets, what they used to be on the plantations and in the back 40s and all of those other places,
Right.
But then, like I said, they wanted to call me any and all of those things as being a man who had a certain amount of physical appearances that attributed, certain aspects to come to him. But none of those things were me. I almost got caught up in the slave trade, sex slave trade. But I was ignorant.
Wait,
and so
what?
on and so forth. Huh?
How did this,
Say what?
Yeah.
Come on now, you can't just roll over there like that was just simple.
It was.
How
And
was
it
this? You got involved.
You got stupidity that
Wait,
comes
hold up.
with that.
So
Or
you almost got caught up in it as
How you almost get caught up in
yeah.
it? If you can expound on
Yeah,
that.
without.
Well, I don't want to say that on the air.
Yeah, but you can already say this.
I mean, you can say it in a tasteful way.
Yeah.
I mean, in case we have any younger viewers, so maybe
Well,
they can know what to look out for.
I'll tell you, I, at one time, was a freelance go-go agent. I sold in Detroit.
You was a free what?
Freelance what?
go-go agent.
Go-go agent.
Yeah.
What is that?
This go-go dancer was.
Yeah, go-go dancing was a fad at that time.
Was it like a male dancer?
No, I'm talking about the females.
Okay, the ladies was dancing. That's what they used to call stripping before. That was
Go-go dance was mostly topless.
okay, but that's what stripping
Here
started.
in Michigan?
Yeah, I remember.
Detroit.
You ain't never heard the term go-go dance?
When I hear
Go-Go
go-go, I
girls?
think of DC.
No, that's music. But
Okay.
The go-go
you talking about
girls,
Tom Brown? and
I
all
don't
that.
know nothing about that.
No.
Okay,
go-go
well,
girl,
that,
right.
like I said, that was back in 70s, 71, 72.
Because they didn't call them strippers then, but then they could only take their tops off.
Right.
The
Right.
views and opinions of
But anyway,
what Mr.
He just educating us, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
but
mean?
see, at that time, I had 4 or 5, up to 18 girls who I got a percentage of their
You
check.
mean dancers, right?
Dancers. Yeah, where I got a percentage of their check or all of their check. If I got all of their check, I had to maintain the whole situation from their apartments to whatever. But when one girl got fired from a job, I tell one girl to quit. You go where she got fired. You go over here where she quit. And none of them was ever out of a job, and my income didn't diminish until
You was basically
put
it in your pocket.
Self entrepreneur.
Yeah, no question. You was an adult entertainer coordinator.
That
That's
would
what
be
you
the term.
was, yeah,
That's a
yeah,
bigger
yeah,
term way of putting it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Adult entertainment coordinator. Okay, that's what.
this person had a female in his bar
Dancer.
that I immediately enamored by. She was Amazon. And whoa, I wanted to know. I wanted that experience.
Right.
And
Okay.
he was homosexual. And as it proliferated, we were going to breakfast.
Wait a minute. Larry big on words. What was that word? Proliferated.
Yeah, it filtered down to this.
Okay, yeah. You know, see, because you got. I apologize because I'm listening. I'm soaking it in, but then we have.
I'm sorry
listeners,
too, because
so-
I do have a very astute vernacular, and sometimes I just use words to mean 5 different things, and it only means one.
Right.
But so
Okay,
it filtered down to the fact that by the end of breakfast, I was totally inebriated, which I don't get. So if something slipped in somewhere, she disappeared, and he took me to his apartment. You understand? Because I ain't had no way. and wasn't thinking cognitively at the time.
Oh, they ain't slipped at Mickey on.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay.
But
He did no.
Yeah, but after he did his thing, and I found out because I
Wait, hold on. You said after-
hold on. Let me continue.
What his thing
Hold on.
Let's be clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna go all the way
please.
through it.
Yeah.
But so when I entered the apartment, instead of me turning around and going right back out, see, I'm looking around. This person got cases of guns, meaning he was a gun runner. You understand? So I'm looking to see what kind of opportunity I'm gonna get out of this.
Wait, was this before?
Yeah,
or
this
after
before he did his
he
thing.
did his thing?
When he
What
did
was
his
his
thing,
order?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
because-
He did his thing by getting on top of me with his drawers on and rubbing himself off. And when he got through with that, he went to take a shower. Before that stuff had taken so much of an effect that I became totally unconscious.
Out of it.
I picked me up a 35, a 38, a 45, 2 German Lugers, and a stack barrel Danger, and I beat it. Okay. But
Allegedly.
before he left out of that,
No Diddy.
okay, before he left out of the between the bed and the shower, he talking to a Mexican on the phone. Talking about, I got something for you. And when I get down there with it, I want you to have what I like. Oh, hell no. I wasn't that far gone. So I'm out of there. You understand?
Wait.
After that, I went to Herman Kiefer Hospital for 3 weeks. Totally just this side of comatose. I was what they call, I was comatose, not, what is it, in a coma.
Comatose. Yeah.
Yeah, I was comatose means you can hear everything, but you can't say nothing, you
Mr.
can't
Dehru.
react physical.
Mr. Dehru.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dehru.
Uh-huh.
I don't have nothing against nobody and what they do. But I'm trying to understand. So at any point in that time history, were you bisexual or were you just
No.
so
He said dog slipped Mickey on.
I get the Mickey part, but this is what was catching me is that before he went too far. What do you mean too far? He already went too far because he
What did I say
I don't
something about
even-
him going too far?
you said because you said this is how I'm understanding. No disrespect, nothing. I'm just listening to what you said.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But dude, he was on you, and he went, "Wee,
Right.
this is for you."
Right.
And
No, you said weed, this is for me.
this is for you.
No, that was his weed.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm hearing there like, what the fuck?
right, but
You
then you
understand?
said it was he got a call from someone that
No,
you was,
he made a call.
he made a call to somebody you thought was
To a Mexican, right?
Yeah.
No, he made a call to
And
transfer me to somebody as a
Right.
Oh, so
as
that's-
their property.
Right,
He gonna
that's
get
what
some
I'm saying.
property
So
from them
how
for
did
him.
you snap
Okay.
out of that when you had when this other stuff had already happened? This violation to your manhood had already happened. What was it that caused you to be able to snap out of that and say, "No, you ain't about to sell me up the river"?
That violation occurred because I wanted the opportunity to get some of this motherfucker, or get some of the merchandise that he had in that apartment.
I thought the
Not to be
opportunity came
killed.
because you wanted the Amazon.
That was at front. That was in front.
Okay.
That was in front of him slipping me to Mickey or finding out he was the bar owner or any of that.
Okay.
Okay. When I found out he was the bar owner, they put a different thing in my head, this, that, and the other. Because I tell you one thing. When you go to play, look for being played too.
Okay.
Okay. So I was automatically being played.
Okay.
And I just wanted to play in that garden.
And they put something in
With the Amazon lady,
Yeah.
right? With the tall.
That
Okay,
garden.
okay. Let the record
Yeah.
reflect. You know.
The garden
what
was
the man
female.
really saying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? You know,
I don't
so-
do the boys.
Oh.
Bottom
I
line,
understood,
bottom
but
I'm
line,
glad to
bottom
know
line,
that because I
don't
was
do
getting
the boys.
nervous over here. I'm just,
I do not do the boys.
And if you do, that's your prerogative as a
But see,
human being,
I ain't gonna
as a
say I
human
ain't
on
on
the
the
planet.
pin up, boy.
You can live how you want to. Don't mean that I'll agree
Hey,
with.
and listen, I understand all of that.
right.
And all of
Now
those
let's
aspects.
get back on subject. Let's get
Yeah.
back on subject
Okay.
because we done veered off and hit a curb. You understand me? So
And-
Yeah, but my influences
And
in
the
those
subject
areas.
is how
in-
important is communication?
Yeah, and communicating those things in all of those areas is that you become who you want to be, but make sure that who you're dealing with proves to be who they are. Because I let people prove to be who they are.
How did you get out of that situation?
What situation?
I just told you I ran out.
Take us back to that.
While he's still in the damn shower.
I missed that part.
While he was in the shower,
brain.
I left.
Okay,
He had
38, 45,
he left with the 38.
2 German Lugers,
Yeah.
and a stack barrel Derringer.
Okay,
So he left with
allegedly.
the.
And I had this allegedly.
Right. And this was what year?
Dog, we
71?
We don't need no years, man.
No, he said
we gonna leave that
1971. I'm just out.
Yeah, it's back in that time.
Yeah.
Back
You
in
gonna
that
have 15 different cold
He should be
cases.
dead by
71.
now.
Yeah, that's
He should be dead by now.
But anyway.
Or he that gummy, he that person on that gummy, he ain't got no teeth and he always chasing little boys around in the movie, on the cartoon.
I ain't upon that. Look
Wait
here.
a minute, what is it?
Hey, look here. I'm getting back on subject.
Okay.
All right, back on subject.
I know you talking about Family Guy.
Yeah,
The old
okay,
man.
whatever.
Yeah, see, I
that
don't
old
know.
You ain't never watched Family Guy?
Nah.
Come here, little. What's going on? They still having fun? Let's have a little fun then. I want to do.
and he got a whistle in his hair.
No, I ain't upon none of that.
What we
Hey,
got
listen.
going on here?
Listen, they have made it so that that's everyday life. That's everyday life now.
Y'all gonna run me off my own show.
What did the show turn into?
Straight up, look at here. Now I'm gonna grab the wheel one more time. You understand me? Well, it's gonna be a short. You understand me? Gonna be a short. Lessons with Larry.
You don't want to really get into
No,
my
I
life.
ain't sure. I ain't
I
trying
done
to go that
been
deep.
through a whole lot of
I
avenues.
believe you. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and it was for my learning.
Right, for
It was
sure,
my
for sure.
learning. Because I got some places to go yet that has a bearing on that. Because I'm going to have the extensive knowledge of what these people think, act, and do.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So
Just like Olula Equilanos learned to write in a manner to get the Queen of England to give him his freedom, and he initiated slave. He initiated the.
So we have a comment from
I'm sure.
I'm scared of the comment.
I'm sure that would bring up one.
from Chrissy Lott.
Oh, Chrissy, who?
Lott.
How you spell her last name?
Lott.
That's Sharice Lott.
Sharice Lott. Excuse me. Sharice Lott.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, what's the?
You want to hear the comment?
Yeah, of course.
Facial expressions. Just laughing. Just a lot of laughing. They just enjoy the comment.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when you go live. You understand me? And ain't nothing filtered. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
And I'm one of the people who, I guess I wear what I'm feeling on my face for real. You know what I mean? I ain't too. I might not say nothing, but it's gonna
I
come out
wasn't
on my
looking at
face.
y'all, but I saw some. I
No.
heard some shocks and
Yeah, I'm like, huh?
Huh?
In my Scooby Doo voice.
Yeah.
But look at here.
Scooby Doo.
Huh?
But see,
Yeah.
there's one important thing to that. I lived through it.
Yeah, you still here.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of them
yeah.
don't.
Hold on, but more
I
importantly,
respect
hold on. No, I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. More importantly, what I really drew from that is that this gentleman, he had no qualm about speaking on his true experience. I mean, which is cool. I mean, because I know some people, they probably would have took that to the grave with them. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I mean, you know,
Well, guess what?
You know,
That's how these molestation issues come up today in the various atmospheres of high profile people that had happened years and years ago.
right.
But they couldn't get no money for it. They couldn't get no prestige for it, and they couldn't get no public.
Yeah, they couldn't get
sentiment
sued. They couldn't
about it.
sue. They couldn't
Okay,
make them
none of that.
civil court. And none of
But
that
then at the
that
same time, the same environments that those things
Still
occurred in,
exist, yeah.
none of those people who own those environments got prosecuted and nothing said. And how could the hell they not know what went on? And helped it.
Yeah, you do got a valid point.
Huh? You gonna be in the Playboy Mansion and he ain't doling out the peoples. Or getting the girls in. He said, you can have this one and you can have that one according to what they know you like. And it's been blackmail in this country ever since day one.
Facts.
And y'all think it's something that a person would have that kind of power. Who was the head of the FBI and what was his...
Oh, they say he was,
no, see?
Yeah, allegedly they say he was, a little loose with it.
Yeah, and see, they had their own mentality.
Mr. Dehru, I need you to look at the camera, man. You
I'm looking at
you got to hold your head so people can see you.
But see, they don't want to see all of this. They don't want to see all of this. They can't see all of this. You understand? When they look at me, they see where I was when they first saw me, what I was doing, and this, that, and the other. But they can't see all of this. They don't know all of this in here. They don't know I function with all of this.
Well, we get for those, because people, when they actually, those that have enough cognitive ability to understand what they just heard,
Okay.
they gonna understand that you're a survivor, that you survived through something, regardless of how humiliating it was at the time, and that expressing it and explaining it, how uncomfortable it could be to you. But to be able to stand here at 69 years old and be able to tell that truth that you just told of an experience that happened to you, and you didn't just say one side. You said the side that you were a person that managed dancers, and then that you understood streets to a point, and that you got caught up into something that is like, if me
it was so vague, I couldn't think. I couldn't have thought of that in 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was something. I mean,
I just respect the part about you telling something.
It gets real. It gets real on
it happens to
but
men
now
too.
that I,
it happens to men
after
too.
that, I
Even
knew it
men
existed.
Right.
Yeah.
And as they say, in those structures that's above you, those things go on. You understand?
Yeah.
There's plenty of wickedness in higher places that you know nothing about. And it's a world and a life to them that you only help perpetrate because you give them the ability to have the time to do it.
Oh, yeah.
While they working out of you.
Yep.
For their profit.
Facts.
Yep.
And it gives them the whole ability to have a whole different world. Maybe y'all didn't know Pizzagate and the drug czars and
Allegedly.
these things.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But that's a whole different world.
Most
But
definitely.
it's in this world also, where you are.
It's in this city.
So what part do you play in it? And that part of communication is what most people refuse to take part in.
They use
Because
cognitive
if they
dissonance.
want to know, they would know. And then they would know how not to be a part of it and be a part against it. And that part right there is what they really don't want you to know, because that's the area where your voting and so on and so forth comes into play. And they don't want you to have the ability to make incisive, decisive voting decisions to vote on. Because that way you get those people out of offices that they are not in anyway, and put people in that's going to do things for the people that they put them in office.
Right. But cognitive dissonance gets in the way.
Yeah. So,
Did I get that as a question?
did you?
Okay.
Hey, look here. Hey, but look here. Now, representation. Who and what do you represent? So, if I was to answer that question, I would say at first, I felt like I represented myself. Wherever you go, there you are. So I felt like I represented myself, and then as I thought about it even deeper, I represent much more than myself. I represent my family. I represent, the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? I represent for my people. You know what I mean? If one of us look bad, we all look bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the way we carry ourselves, the way we find it so difficult to cohabitate and share ideas. You know what I mean? And help each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. And communication, like he said. Now I totally agree with him, with Mr. Mitchell, when he said communication is one of the greatest things on this planet. You know what I mean? Next to an understanding. Because if you get that's why I say I function on an understanding.
Yes, sir.
Because as long as you have an understanding, that leaves very little, if any, room for a misunderstanding.
And miscommunication.
Right. Exactly. So you know what I mean. That's my take on representation, and I know that I represent so much more than myself. You know what I mean, and that's what actually gives me the fuel to even come and speak. You know, on this format. You know, out of the mud format. You know, and you know that's you know, it gives me, you know, I appreciate Out of the Mud for putting me in a position to be able to speak my mind and some of the things that I think about. You know what I mean? Because oftentimes thoughts are invisible. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, unless you
project
make
them,
into an action.
and unless you project them, and those things become an action.
Right.
Because they've thought, you can think something on somebody, and that person don't even know why they're gonna do what they're gonna do, but they'll do it.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You understand? To know that your inner intent was so good that somebody else has the ability to make
it materialize.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
You know,
And we have that, truthfully, honestly. But so many of us have been sidetracked, diversified, given this position and that honor, and so on and so forth. We don't even come down to our inner hearts and how we feel we ought to be together.
right.
But if you look at our true culture, everybody did to their ability for the other what would benefit them all.
Say that again.
I said everybody did
To
with
their
their
ability.
ability to do what would benefit them all. There was not a problem with what do you call it? Or order, sense of order, where the chief had to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
They all did out of love for each other what the other needed.
Speaking of which, hold on. So when I look at today, when I look at us today as a whole, we perpetuate an image of there is no love. You know, like I can't love you sincerely, or I can't show you no love. You know what I mean? Because if I show you love, that makes me weak. If I show you love, I'm going to be taken advantage of and things of this nature. We've been tricked into believing that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And as long as somebody can trick you, they basically keeping you off your square. And if you falling for the trick, you'll never get back up on your square because they're going to continue to trick you and trick you and trick you.
They want to make love an obligation. I'm not obligated to do the things that I do for people out of love. I do it, and they don't have to consider it until I'm done and gone. And then maybe it'll reach a point where they say, wow, what actually happened?
Why is it that we as a people, we only recognize how great someone is or how good someone is after they gone?
Because
why is it so hard for us to recognize that now?
Because we've been given a classification of an appearance that we stick somebody in because somebody else said so.
Well, I got a response to that, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
So, to me, it's because in certain aspects, people in position that have a certain mindset don't like to appreciate people that they look down on. They can't stand that it came from you.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So regardless of what it is they bring, so the hidden hand is a real thing. You don't know what's going on around the corner and down the street and 5 years from now if you don't have the power and position. But if you have power and position, you plan things for so many years, and when somebody comes up and they idea or their direction makes yours look stupid, and you done spent millions of dollars and hundreds of hours doing stuff, but you just have someone that has the ability, or a group of people that have the ability to come up with something that just makes things look real simple and insignificant. It does something to the ego of a human.
That's right. But then at the same time, they'll take yours, not give you any credit for it, and include it in whatever their repertoire is, and it will advance them.
And they will whitewash your name out of the history.
There's that part.
like you had nothing to do with it.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So Chrissy said facts.
Sharice.
Sharice said facts. Apologize, Sharice. And Dre Hughes said, yo. I don't know if Dre's trying to.
Is he trying to call in or something?
I don't know. You know who Dre Hughes is, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not offhand.
Yeah. So he was on the other day. We interviewed him the other day.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That's what's happening.
I mean, I will give.
Yeah, it's at like 5,000 views right now.
Okay, bye.
I would give all of those who came and took Front Street, Malcolm X and all the rest of them, and even those who were blindsided by what they hoped would come into fruition
right.
from their starting
Actions.
point.
Okay.
Yeah, at the starting point. But then, once they realized, just before their death or demise, they said, dang, I was wrong. And I can't tell everybody that I am influenced that this is the case. But far be it from me to have known that certain videos were kept out of the public eye until after their demise. Because Martin Luther King said, I have led my people into a burning
house. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And at the same time,
But they don't hold up that.
but at the same
that's
time,
not
just before
perpetuated.
that,
Yeah.
he said,
I have
I'm coming to get our check.
Yeah.
That's what causes the mind.
It bounced, right.
Yeah.
That check bounce of
No,
insufficient
y'all
funds.
check back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But I'm coming to get
Mine.
our
Yeah,
check.
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's going to be good. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay
He
for
had to
everything
go at that
you
point.
done.
At that point.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
we
Fact.
learn and then we learn. But if we never stop learning, all of that learning piles up and is given to be an accumulation that refuses their intimidation, their indoctrination, all their subjugation, and all the rest of those things. Because I never believed nothing they said in the first place.
Oh, man.
Call me a nonconformist if you want to.
That's right.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
When y'all was going to class, I was going to the library.
Yeah.
See, in English, one of my favorite subjects, but the one I spent the less time in. I didn't like to write no more. When somebody told me I copied some of somebody else's, a teacher, and gave me an E, and never took it back. And I went to the principal and told her. She couldn't show me nothing that I copied something off of her. And
She was just underestimating your great mind at the time.
exactly. No, she wasn't underestimating it.
Well, she didn't.
She
want
was trying to
stifle
debilitate
it. She
it.
was trying to
She was
stifle it.
trying to
Okay.
stifle it. Yeah.
Okay.
And the next 2 weeks later, I saw what I wrote on the Twilight Zone.
straight up.
Straight up. That lets me know they'll take anything from
Oh,
you.
flat out. Yeah.
And now they have the ability to steal your thoughts.
Literally.
And how can they do that?
Literally.
Huh?
What's the most
They
popular?
learn the frequencies. They learn the frequencies
So-
and the vibrations.
Right. So
We all live on those.
it's they saying that they can use the AI and phones and stuff in order to see what you're thinking. Like they started those processes. That's
Wait a minute, I got a magazine from National Geographic.
They always tell you what they gonna do before they do.
Exactly.
They know you can't stop it nowhere.
Exactly. Or they tell you right after they done it what they did.
Yeah, facts.
And sure,
And know you ain't gonna pay no attention to it.
that part.
You ain't gonna listen.
That part. One thing that I saw very early in age, I was probably about 7, 8 years old, was a National Geographic picture of someone doing work in Africa, holding 2 heads in their hand, and they were for a oil company. I couldn't, it damaged something. Real talk, it damaged something. They got a human head in their hand. They're taking a photograph of it, and nobody's after them. Nobody wants to hold them accountable for that. You know, that part. But then come up to today, like I said, there's a picture, National Geographic, where this person had microbes or whatever they are, all over his head with wires.
So look, put y'all headphones on. I'm gonna turn this on so y'all can hear this. I got a video on what's saying what we talking about.
Okay. All right. Which part were we talking about?
About reading your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it? Can everybody hear it?
Yeah, they'll be
Okay.
able to hear.
All right. Good.
Of like images and text. How about this? Can we go from the patterns of your brain when you're looking at an image to reconstructing the image? So the way this worked was they put human beings inside an fMRI machine. They had them look at images and figure out what the patterns are, like translate from image to brain patterns. And then, of course, they would hide the image. So this is a image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen. It's only looking at the fMRI data, and this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Now, to get state of the
It's a
art,
little
here's
distorted.
where the combinatorial aspects, why you can start to see these are all the same demo. To do this kind of imaging, the latest paper, the one that happened even after this, which is already better, uses stable diffusion, uses the thing that you use to make art. Instead of like images.
So that was that.
Yeah, all the comment I have on that is that also gives them the ability to steal your dreams, not just your thoughts. The dreams are the images in your mind while you're dreaming. They steal those too. That same way. But they just do it straight through the frequencies and the vibrations that are flowing, free flowing anywhere. Just like what they say, you can always reach into the Akashic records and get anything or everything that was ever thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they have technology to do that now. Like receivers, like those, big old satellite receivers.
So
that can pull those frequencies right to the place they want to, and they put them on the screen.
So we have technology that we understand today, far as being human beings, but the technology has always been here. So like when you look at what the most, so far as how I understand science and what's been taught to me, melanin contains the most information than anything in the universe.
Melanin
So
is
a
the
drop-
most receptive
Right.
to all information that comes into the universe.
So one drop of your DNA, melanin in your DNA, can hold. I'm gonna play another thing, but
50
you get what I'm
million
saying.
megabytes of information. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. But one strand of your DNA can repopulate the whole world.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's heavy. Something to think about.
Yeah. Why they cause you not to think about it? By distracting you into everything else except for what's being very apparent to you.
Right. Right.
They out here looking for the other planets to populate.
Facts.
And we got people starving down here on this one.
Yeah.
How that work?
I'm about to play some.
Talking about the DNA stuff. They talking about it. They
Let's
talking about.
share some information on the DNA
And-
and melanin, right?
Yeah, this is the
The
DNA.
ultimate data storage technology, DNA. Because a double helix strand of human DNA contains 215 petabytes of information. But that's just one. We have 1.7 quadrillion strands of DNA in our bodies. You thought 10 zettabytes was big? Try 370 billion zettabytes. That's the data capacity we each carry with us every day because we are the ultimate thumb drives. I think technology still has a long way to go before beating biology.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna look for.
I'm still looking for the melanin.
Okay, can you say he has limited melanin, so you might be a little bit off on that.
Say that again.
I say he has limited melanin, so
Yeah.
you might be a little bit off on that, especially from who he got that information.
Right.
But we at a point contain all the knowledge of the Creator. For you put the knowledge within our inward parts. He gave a portion to us. We breathed in the breath. When we took in the breath of life and became a living soul, that was his ability to
Stop whispering. You gotta speak up.
Yeah, you got
You're talking to everybody.
Oh, dang! I
Yeah.
got all about that
No,
part.
go ahead. Yeah.
You know, because some didn't have no ability to conceive our innate, our indwelt spirituality that we received at the moment of our creation. And as the Creator gave us all of this, we aspire and become as He is, to come back and be back within Him. From perfection we came out of, we are to perfect ourselves along this journey to go back.
And so that has a lot to do. I mean, that can even tie in with representation. Who and what do we represent? So what you just said basically was saying that we represent our Creator.
That's right.
But are we really representing our Creator?
Only to the extent that we know. And most people
Don't know. That's why
People do not know.
that's why we carry ourselves the way we carry
That's right.
ourselves.
That's right. And is in a final definitive aspect of what our Creator is, love. So if we all came out of love, why are we not all in love with ourselves on this planet, still showing forth the ability of love?
Okay, I got something. Let's see what it say. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Melanin pigment, right?
Right.
Is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this? It has this incredible ability to hold on to and transduce and manipulate electrons, electronic energy, and photons, photonic energy. It's a fascinating molecule. Melanin pigment, right?
Right.
Is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because.
Now, can you just imagine what actually gives melanin the information to hold on to that they are just now learning to put into computer chips?
Well, you see, he said that it moves energy like nothing else.
The sun produces that. It feeds our melanin. So what does it give it the ability to do?
Well,
I have seen a person who lives off of the oxygen and the sunlight and water.
Oh, you talking about breatharians? Okay.
See that? Yeah.
Yeah. You ever heard of that?
We're not totally ignorant of ourselves.
The breatharian is somebody that doesn't eat. They just absorb water and sun, like just from walking.
Yeah. And he's healthy. You would think you would have all kind of problems in the world.
We the ones having all the problems because we eating all the garbage.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
But at the same time, that he's in a point that we, as ethereal beings, I'm gonna put it like that, was at from transferring from spiritual to physical. He stayed in that. He's in that borderline area. Okay.
I ain't seen you this quiet ever, Larry. What's going on?
Because I'm soaking it up. You know, I'm soaking it up. I mean, you know, it's very interesting.
That's one thing when they said that man took on flesh. From the spirit to the physical. Okay. And I have to agree with it. Because sometimes I can go 3-4 days. You understand? Just in the mental or just up in here doing whatever the heck I'm doing. And forget about this. Later on, I'm starving, I'm tired, I pass out. Bottom line, I pass out. Other times I can run 3 or 4 days.
So,
don't let a insomnia kick in.
So obviously the conversation has evolved. It's on what Mr. Lott started it on, but it evolved because you were the factor that nobody was expecting.
Okay.
You know, so you said some things. So if you don't mind,
no,
and I can ask some questions.
Yeah,
so this journey of information, because you know, lower vibration was what you was doing when you were managing the dancers. Lower vibrations is what you was doing when you had to escape that situation. Mm-hmm. So what caused the journey of the information that gives you at least the insight of the higher vibration information? What you know, what was the journey from there?
I decided I wanted to know where everything originated and then where it is today and how it affects me, what affects whole populations. Okay? The reason why people are stuck in the areas they're stuck in, the reason why they do what they do and they call it life and living, and they're all being programmed to do just that. So I have no problem with, I know it myself for what I've learned, but then I have no problem with, sharing the information. But at the same time, they can't have the experiences that I had.
No, your experiences are yours.
That's right.
You
And
know.
those experiences are geared toward your learning, not no education. Your experiences. That's what you have to judge for yourself. What's good, what's wrong, what's evil,
So have you ever been married?
Yes.
How
I have
many?
an ex-wife.
Okay. Children?
Yeah, I have many children. I have 9 daughters and 6 daughters and 3 sons.
Okay, so when they hear this story, are they going to be...
They're going to be like, wow, Dad actually saying this in front of everybody else?
So will this be the first time they heard it?
Some of it, but not most.
Okay, so you've been open with your children.
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Because I have boys. They need to know these things to know what to look out
So it
for.
happened to everybody.
Hey, look, molestation in the house, but
Yeah.
And then, shh.
No, it ain't no shh.
It is for
Flat
them.
But some people encourage the shh.
It's right. Exactly what I'm saying.
Trying to give a persona that they normal or that this
That's
don't
right.
happen.
That's right.
But
That's
it really,
right. That's
it's
right.
really going
And
on.
it's
That's
not
correct.
normal.
Yeah, right.
It's normal. To them, it's normal, or they're trying to make it normal. And to those who don't
'Cause I
know
don't
that it
condone
is
it at
not
all.
normal,
No.
you understand? Grow up into it. And throw, I was this way when I was a baby. No, you wasn't.
No.
You understand?
No, right.
You got
Somebody- yeah,
you got
something happened.
psychologically
Something
messed up when you was a baby.
Right.
You understand? And maybe you had sensations from it that you couldn't explain or didn't know anything about, and they carried on also. You understand? And they were just genderized, for that matter. But at the same time, the life goes on, and living, like I say, is for learning, and learning is from your experiences, because you choose what you think about it, how you feel about it, and everything else as the experience you just had.
So would you say that you are a sum total of all your experiences?
A little bit more than that.
Huh?
A little bit more than that, because I still think. I think of the experiences I yet want to have.
Right.
And they require me being more than I am yet.
Okay.
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 Because I have not placed some factors of being able to do what I want to do in the avenues that they're in, because you got to have financial, you have to have, there's supposedly 7 spheres of influence in this society that gives you the ability to walk and interact and social,
And what are those?
I can't call them
Oh,
off
okay.
the top of my
All right.
head.
Okay.
But I got receipts. I got
Okay.
receipts.
No,
I got the list.
Now, what
And
is
I
it
got
called
the
again? It's 7
Seven
what?
spheres.
7 spheres of influence.
Seven spheres of influence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, religion is one.
Yeah.
Politics is one. Home environment is one.
You
Money
can
is one.
even say entertainment is one.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally
because
entertainment.
that should be high ranking.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's influence. A lot of people are influenced by entertainment.
Totally influenced by entertainment. They get
Facts.
mesmerized by it
Facts.
and want to
Rock
follow
to
it.
sleep. And what tripped me out, I just learned something recently
That's why they use it.
about
they
how
pay those.
the
They
CIA,
pay all
how
of
the
them.
government
Yeah.
finance. If you really look up how many, if you look up how many,
You just find that out?
movies. Yeah, I'm just finding this out. How many movies the government has financed? It'd make you stop going to the theater.
Because they learned a
Straight up.
thing way back when called doggone it. What's that thing when they flash something?
Subliminal suggestions.
Subliminal suggestion.
Yeah.
They use those throughout the whole doggone movie. They usually only do 1 or 2 in a movie. They use it throughout the whole movie now. Why do you think kids be getting in or young adults get in the car, watch Fast and Furious, and want to fly off the edge of a cliff? I had firsthand knowledge of people being influenced by the technology and the sublimination psychoactive parts of thinking, where they detach from reality by using substances or whatever, and they engage in those virtual reality things. Everything from Grand Theft Auto
Hold on. Stop. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, now, GTA or whatever. Okay, I happened to enter a home recently, right? And I have a 7-year-old. You know, I have other children, but I also have a baby that I'm raising. And with her, you know, she get a game. I bought a game, but she get like Family Feud. You know, just other. She don't none of that shoot 'em up stuff.
Okay.
Because in my mind, it's like they got to be desensitizing them to something.
Exactly.
So, Pete,
exactly.
Watch this. So I went in the house, and so I'm not really familiar with the Grand Theft Auto or the Fortnite or whatever they called it.
Okay.
I think it was Fortnite or whatever. So I hadn't really seen it. So I'm standing, I'm watching a young kid playing it, and I'm actually watching him unload a clip, put it in, and do. Yeah. And then, you know, splatter blood supposed to be or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But and I'm watching him play this, but I'm also looking at his body language, and I'm watching him. You know, not so much. First I seen what you're doing, now I'm watching him, and I can tell this man. And I want to speak on this. Hold on, I can tell this man is this young man is being desensitized to the sound of gunfire. And his young mind is absorbing. This is how you handle stuff. This is how you handle if you get upset. You know, this is what you do. So I was looking at that, and then I happened to have been watching the news, I believe, last week, and they say that they spent, I believe, $27 million on the new juvenile home on Pasadena. 27 million.
Right.
You know, for 40 beds.
40
That's
beds. That's all.
You know, and I think they had like a couple, you know, about maybe 8 rooms or whatever, so many rooms for, you know,
those
like
in transition.
What those who are mentally unstable or whatever, however. Okay. So when I was looking at that, I said, man, this is right here on Pasadena. You mean tell me around here we have what, 1 or 2 schools? But you got $27 million to spend on a facility that these little young kids that been playing these video games could possibly end up in one of them rooms until they get old enough to go to an adult facility.
My opinion about that.
Or transition out of it.
Right. Transition out of it, but
very few,
That's what I'm saying. Very few will make that transition. And because by the time they figure out how this has affected their lives, it's going to be too late for them to change anything.
My opinion of it is partially might seem like a conspiracy or whatever, but think about when it all happened. It's during the water crisis, right? We know what lead does to the mind.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
We know how it desensitizes the humanity of the mind, of a young mind at that. So you add on top of what you just said, plus the lead, plus all of the other issues that imagine if it is a conspiracy and they was like, well, you know what we're about to create here, and just imagine that. Imagine the monster.
Hold on, you're right. The monster, but hold up. But when they
there was a phrase term called super
predators. Yep, super predator. Yeah, now hold up. They created the super predator is being created. So therefore, once this super predator is created, you understand me? People like you and I, or other people, are not going to complain about whatever happens to them. I ain't saying, but I take that back. It's going to be some people in our community who is not going to complain about what happens to them.
Right. But
because they've already been, the image has been presented as a super predator. The image has been presented as a terrorizer, terroristic, behavior. You know what I mean?
And it's already been stereotypically identified.
Right.
As to who that super predator is going to be.
You already know.
And amongst who that super predator is going to come from.
That's what I'm saying. Why incubate it here? Okay, perfect storm. So I say this all the time. So goes Flint, so goes the country. So goes Flint, so goes the country. Because Flint is the Silicon Valley. Y'all know where Silicon Valley is? California. For all the technology. Flint is the Silicon Valley of the industrial age.
Okay.
So like Silicon Valley and it created all these billionaires, millionaires, and all this stuff. Flint created a whole country's middle class.
That's right.
the structure of how we gonna move for the next 100-something years.
That's right.
So
Correct.
with that said, Flint is the silicon battery of the industrial age, meaning that if you kill off Flint, you kill off the Union construct. If you kill off Flint, you kill off the redlining construct. All the people that fought against things, people that said, look, we need equity. We need to be able to be innovative. We need to be able to live where we want to live because all these different things. Because what do companies and corporations do not want now? They don't want unions.
They didn't got rid of most.
Right. Y'all remember Peter Jennings and Ted Koppel, right? In today's news, China has just shut down their whole, and the world has shut down. No work. It was like Flint. Where was it coming from? Local 599, Flint, Michigan, shut down the world.
Wow.
When I was a kid.
So
now when you kill that mentality, it's just like it's like when you in a any kind of situation, whether it's the military, the DOC, right, or any kind of institution thought process, you have to have a team. You have to have a team of people that is willing to get behind you and have the same or similar issues that they fighting for. Right. So when you have those same or similar issues you're fighting for, especially as like a Flint, Michigan, and a whole bunch of united workers that have this thought process, then who's afraid? Is it going to be the rabbit or the bear?
It's going to be the bear.
So now you got to kill the rabbit. But you don't kill the rabbit, you just kill the weapon the rabbit used.
Wow.
And then the rabbit be just as docile.
It's going back to being a rabbit, getting ate up by the bear, being used as toilet paper by the bear.
Wow.
That's my opinion.
No, I mean,
that's
valuable.
That's
valuable. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely needed. That's why we do what we do. To get these opinions.
And that's
and
why
these
we
views.
take those who are living in their full comfort zone and say, wake up. Are you really comfortable? What are you on? Don't pay taxes on it for 3 years and see what happens.
Yeah, facts.
Huh?
Facts. So
saying all that I said, that means that the plays and the steps have already been made and things are different for us. So what does that mean? Because we still got to live here. Do we just accept the things that, because comfort to me in some senses is the jail.
Oh my.
Comfort is the jail, because if you comfortable,
you ain't going to say nothing. You ain't going to
right,
complain.
because I don't want nothing to come over here because I'm
you
good.
Don't want out. Not
realizing that you 50 years later or the next generation, it's going to be hell.
And all the rest of that snap.
So it's an old saying, or there's a saying, I don't know how old it is, but I heard somebody say, my great-grandfather walked. My grandfather rode a horse. My father drove a car. I drive a sports car. My son is going to drive a car. My grandson is going to ride a horse. And my great-grandson is going to walk. Tough times create tough men. Tough men create easy times. And easy times create soft men. So it's a cycle. So if we are comfortable now, and kids can get everything they want, Jordans, all this other stuff, and the only thing they got to complain about is time. Like, I want my time to be here, instead of like, man, look, we ain't gonna eat if we don't do this thing here. Like, a
hungry dog hunt harder. And actually, human beings are the only mammals on this planet, I believe, that will hunt on a full stomach.
Because they're not hunting.
That's deep.
Because they're not hunting for their stomach.
Right. And another animal,
they're hunting for prestige.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why they call it a game.
Of prestige.
It's called their hunting game.
Yeah.
Because a lion, if he just ate, you could walk right by him.
What up, though?
Yeah, he ain't even finna. He look up at you and just yarn.
Snakes, alligator,
crocodile. You don't even catch his own food.
The females catch him. Right,
you
right.
Understand?
He eat first though, but he eat first though.
He got them balls to go take it from them.
So lions are similar to you. You just make sure that everything's straight.
Oh no.
Hey, listen, back in the day,
I go back to the lone wolf before I take a lion's position.
Gotcha. Understood. So yeah, that's a very deep statement that made right there. about the animal world. But I worry about us just as humans, period. But black folks, in specifically, is that we never. How I understand it, we never take the macro approach to nothing. We take the micro approach to everything. The small version. Like, we don't own none of the stuff that we dominate. And that's
we dominate the use of.
That's from land when we were the slaves.
Yeah.
We didn't come out of slavery and say, look, it doesn't matter. This whole generation can die as long as the next generation own everything that they put their hands on. You know what I'm saying? And then, so like, even with sports or technology, we always seem to some kind of way take the small version of something, or we down the person that is the inventor or creator. Like, say, the Matrix and the Terminator. You heard of the woman that actually wrote those and they stole that from?
I heard of it. Yeah.
I ain't never even seen them.
So
I heard of it. Oh, okay.
That's on purpose. She won the lawsuits over the last.
But don't nobody know nothing about it.
Very little of her. I would love to get her on Out of the Mud and we interview her here.
Wow.
So, but she wrote those things. Those guys that the brothers that they get the credit for
other than watching.
Allegedly one of the reasons why they had body morphia changes. They changed themselves from he's to she's.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. And it was all based on, allegedly, it was based on to avoid the
ridicule.
Avoid the lawsuits.
What?
Because you can sue them, but if you change who you are, you can't sue me. I'm not.
I wasn't there.
I'm not that guy.
It wasn't me.
Because you talking about Terminator and Matrix, billion dollar franchise.
Yeah, well, I didn't go that far. I just watched the movies and took what I could get out of those. Yeah. As far as how things are structured and so on and so forth. And how they can be switched so easily.
Hold on 1 second. Can you repeat what you said? Now listen to this. So y'all hearing? Can y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Certainly. The 7 spheres of influence are areas of society that can be influenced to bring about positive change. They include family, religion/church, education, government, media, celebration, arts, entertainment, and sports, economics, business, science, and technology. These spheres are considered strategic areas to impact society and are often referenced in discussions about community development and transformation. If you're looking to influence these areas through your media organization, focusing on positive...
Okay, that was it.
She said one word.
What word was that?
Positive. How do those who govern, how do those that govern and want their, what's the word? Agendas.
I was trying to say agenda too.
Agendas dealt with. Do they use positive?
A lot of people, well, this society.
I'm talking about the higher ups that want their agendas to be prolificated throughout a society.
And I'm saying, so this society, this system, this Western system that we live under, generally uses a Machiavellian type construct.
Okay.
You know, to where they completely, you know, the Prince and everything that Niccolo Machiavelli wrote, it's more of that. They want to control and crush,
dominate,
and make sure that you have no opportunity to recover or to become.
Okay.
You know, they want to do you like Jesus when he was born, kill all the male babies.
Right.
Yeah. So, Okay. Well, yeah, we had a nice show today. You know, I really enjoyed, you know, interviewing you and kicking it with you, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you.
You know, it's been a pleasure. And, Brother George F. Grundy II.
Yes, sir.
You know, appreciate your presence as well.
Oh, thank you.
And we did have, you know, some very some things that people should be able to still think about after this goes off, which is finna go off now. But they still should be able to think about some of those things. You know what I mean? And ask yourself, you know, what do you represent? And ask yourself, you know, how well are you representing it?
And how well are you able to communicate it?
Communicate it. Facts. So
before we leave, I just want, because you know I said some stuff, and I want y'all to know that I wasn't capping. So I'm
what stuff? What is this referring to?
About the Matrix and the Terminator.
Okay.
So here we go. Can y'all hear?
Yep.
Or the beginning of the Matrix. It's the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connors, Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix.
Now this is the woman that wrote the
The
books.
Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel. Past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man.
Right.
Because see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator is the prequels to.
So that's Miss Sophia Stewart.
Okay.
She's the one who actually wrote it.
Yes, she wrote the books. She wrote the initial books that they took, and they took her ideas and
made
not just one major film, but two
of them.
Terminator and The Matrix. And she just told you how they blend together. What they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's how they did religions. They went. Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
And so,
we on
so I would really like to, thank you, Mr. Mitchell, and everybody's views and opinions belong to them. And take what you can use and what you can't. Like I say, chew on the meat, spit out the fat. Yeah. Take care. And I'll see you next week. Hopefully, you know what I mean. And have a great evening. Okay. Would you like? Okay. We out.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right. Out of the mud.